Oh my god. So I'm very sorry that we are late here getting round to the recent update that talks around the make good for Galactic Challenges and the update to the way that we're going to be calculating episode experience points going forward. This one has been an incredibly divisive update, and I have had masses of people throwing abuse at me for what is essentially just trying to help, guys. So I'd appreciate it if you don't bite my head off. I didn't make this update. Come on. All right, anyway, let's take a look at the changes and let's see if this make good is actually good. Alright, so Meathead just 2 days ago when I was busy on my Friday night stream, which was absolutely flipping wild, by the way. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. He says, couple of things to go over today. One, addressing the make good we discussed earlier this week, and the second being our adjustments to Galactic Challenge episode points. For the make good, if you logged in on the day of the update, you will receive these items in your inbox in the near future. Essentially, 3,600 episode points. That is basically a whole day's worth of daily episode experience points, basically. 65 crystals, which is the amount that you get a day from doing your dailies. 200 squad arena current. Yeah, this is all just daily stuff, isn't it? It's everything that you would get for completing all of your daily objectives within 1 day. So they kind of say, look, here you go. You missed out on these daily points. You get them again, including everything that you already would have gotten from your end box. So it's kind of like on top of juicy bonuses extra, I guess. That's fine. It's like, okay, you missed out on some stuff, so have some stuff. We will also be granting an additional 25,000 episode experience points to all players over level 85. Over level 85? Over level 85? I don't think you can get over level 85, but that's neither here nor there. So 25,000 experience points. Hot tea, lovely. That is the equivalent of 5 levels in the XP track. Yeah, I mean, that's nice, I suppose. 5 extra levels for everybody, not too bad. Our team is dedicating to make sure that the experience with episodes is smooth and enjoyable, and we'll continue to monitor the progress through the data as well as the feedback you send our way. So make sure, guys, if you are still not happy with everything like this, and I gather that a large amount of the community still doesn't actually like the episode track, let CG know. Let CG know. You can let me know, and I can let them know, but again, guys, don't shoot the messenger, all right? I don't do this. This isn't me. Like, I didn't screw you out of nothing. I'm just trying to help you guys. That's all I'm trying to do here. Okay, so is 5 levels and an extra thing a reasonable make good? I think so. Like, what else are we expecting to get here, guys? I'm not saying it's amazing, but it's nice. 5 levels in the episode track is pretty good. It would be nice if maybe they gave us some episode currency so that people can try and buy their Omicrons straight away. That is one bit of feedback I've given to CG, is maybe try to front load that episode experience, the episode currency, so people can get it in that first week and buy their Omis. I think they need 4,800 currency, and it doesn't drop until like level 11. So you kind of need to get that a little bit earlier, in my opinion. Okay, so here we go. The adjustment. Finally, we will update episode points granted by Galactic Challenge feats and daily quests in our next update. So that's probably going to be next Thursday. We will be increasing the amount of episode points granted by daily quests from 300 to 350, and I believe there are 7 of them, right? I think there's 7 episode quests every single day, so 7 times 50. I should know what that is. 7 times 50. I can't type. 7 times 50. 350. So essentially, we're basically getting an extra 350 episode experience points per day. Times that by 28, of course, because there are 28 days in each episode. That is worth an extra 9,800 experience points, which is just shy of 2 whole levels. Because obviously, 1 level on the episode track is 5,000 experience points. So 200 experience points shy of 2 levels additionally as you progress. Now, it goes without saying, guys, this is something that I should have touched on before in my previous video, but the way the game is set up currently with the episode experience points, it is kind of reliant on you getting in and doing your dailies every single day. Like, just logging into the game and spending the 90 seconds or so it takes you to do your dailies. That's kind of like the bare minimum they expect you to do. And I understand that not everybody wants to log into the game every single day, and they don't want to have to take that time or feel like that they're obligated to do it, or some people just don't have the time to do it. You don't have the capacity to do it. And yeah, that kind of sucks. It does kind of suck. And if that's kind of like the breaking the bank thing for you, I think either you need to make the decision of, okay, do I really want to keep playing? Or 2, we need to give the feedback to CG that there should be some way of catching up. There should be some sort of catch-up mechanic where players can go, I couldn't log in yesterday because, I was at the hospital visiting my grandmother and there were more important things on my mind. very reasonable things to do. You are missing out a significant amount of experience points if you do not log in and do your dailies. So maybe some of the feedback we can give to CG is, can we have some sort of grace period or something that will help us catch up when we've missed days? Maybe it can ramp up an XP modifier so that for every day that you miss, every XP that you get from that point will actually be multiplied by a certain multiplier. I'm just thinking of ideas here about how players can catch up if they've missed previous days. Now, I know that this isn't going to affect many people. There is going to be just a small subset of players, I feel, that don't actually get in and do their dailies every single day, because it's almost a requirement for every guild to at least get your 600 tickets. And if you're doing your tickets, you should basically be able to do the rest of your dailies, because it literally takes like 90 seconds. Okay, so what else have we got over here? This will take effect with the GC that begins the day after Xaereth Prevails is released. Oh, okay, so apologies. I probably should have read that one first. But Xaereth Prevails is, of course, coming out very, very shortly. And the update will be pushed when she goes live. So I think it's not in 2 days' time, but a week Tuesday. It should be, it would be week Monday, sorry. The adjustment to front load the earlier tiers to help players move down the track faster. Okay, so looks like we are getting more experience points in total from Galactic Challenge feats, and they have front loaded the EXP for the lower tiers. That means if you are only able to do tier 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever it is, you're probably going to get a little bit of a bigger boost compared to historically. And if you complete every feat, you're just going to get more experience overall. Now, we can run the numbers on this, but I'm pretty sure it's right. So 250 to 150 to 350, we're getting an extra 100 there. Then we're getting an extra 100 for tier 2, essentially. So we're 200 up right now. Then an 85, 285. Then an extra 50. 75, sorry, 275 plus an extra 50, that's 325, 350. So up to tier 5, we're getting an extra 350 experience points, just in total, just flat. Tier 6 remains the same, and then it starts to decrease. But overall, I think this decrease doesn't offset the benefits here. So negative 25, negative 50, so that's minus 75, minus 125, minus 175. Okay, so, overall, what we're gaining extra 150 experience points in total out of Galactic Challenges. Obviously, the more you do, the higher tiers, the better off you're going to be. But overall, considering we're getting more daily experience points as well, this just means that it's a little bit easier to get through. Now, this doesn't address the real big issue, right? The thing that it really doesn't address is basically, it is just the feeling of when you go into something like Galactic Challenges and you see stuff like win with an episode pass active. One, that's not a feat. Is it really a feat to say I've spent $20 this month, therefore challenge complete, baby? Let's do this. That's not a feat. At all. 2, it's like, okay, another one is have a 7-star of a brand new character that's literally just been released. That having a character at 7-star, again, is not a feat. Doing something like remove 400% turn meter or gain 150 momentum. Yes, that can be tricky. Like, if you don't have Tuskens, but you've got Boba Fett's Sign of Django, that can be seen as a bit of a challenge, right? That's a bit of a feat. That can, actually challenge your roster. Again, you can say a full team of Tuskens, is it really a feat or is it have things? Sometimes the Galactic Challenge itself is actually tricky to do with the named faction, like when we have stuff like Jawas and Ewoks and stuff like that, it can be just plain difficult to win with it. And the fact that we are restricted so heavily if we do not buy the episode pass, it doesn't feel good, even if you don't need to do these feats, even if you don't need to do it, because, running the math on how far we'll get if we just log in every day and do our dailies, you can get to level 39. You can get to level 39 throughout the entire pass, all the way up here, without doing a single Galactic Challenge feat all month. But it doesn't matter if when we look at things like this, it just feels crap. Let's be honest, it feels shit, guys. Like, nobody wants to have that lorded over saying, hey, you know what, if you just give us a little bit of money, and then you'll progress. And I've never defended that side of it. My previous video is going over what do we need to do, how can we best do it, and does it actually benefit the player base in terms of, is it easy for people to get it done? And it is easier now in that respect, because like I said, you don't even need to do a Galactic Challenge, and at level 43, if you get there, is the very last Omicron that you get awarded. But if you get to level 39, just by doing your dailies every day, you can get 15 out of 16 Ommis. Like, without touching Galactic Challenge, you're getting all of the rewards, basically. I mean, getting those extra 3.5 levels, that's an extra, 17,000 experience points that you need to get over the month, which would be, stuff like maybe you do some Galactic Challenge feats, and yeah, but like I said, it's the feeling of it. It's the negative feeling that you get inside of knowing that this is just held over your head. Now, Egnards has a video recently, actually, where he talks about how he would change this, and this is actually something that I'd already spoken to CG about myself, is that it would feel a whole lot better when you go into these Galactic Challenges that none of these feats are locked. But maybe what they do instead is they half the experience points and you get a ×2 multiplier if you've got that episode track. Now, before you jump down my throat and say, Scribble, why are you trying to screw us? I'm not trying to screw you guys. I'm trying to give you the option to do any feat that you want, but there has to be a benefit for that episode track, right? That people that have paid for that pass need to feel like they're getting the benefit too. So if they still did it so that you can still basically progress at the same pace, but you are not restricted in the feats that you get to do, you have a little bit more autonomy around the feats that you do, that will feel intrinsically better for the player base. And then you can still have the episode pass will give you double experience points gains. So that essentially when you look at the progress that you make, you're still coming along, and then Galactic Challenges still have an element of enjoyment to them, rather than just looking at it and going, well, damn, I don't have Tuscans. If I don't have Tuscans, I can't do Momentums. And what's the next Galactic Challenge? It's Ewoks. Who has Ewoks? I mean, maybe you bought the Lightspeed bundles and you've got it, but what if you didn't buy the Lightspeed bundles? What if you missed the Lightspeed bundles? What if you just don't spend and you don't have that disposable income? And we've gone from Rebel Fighters, which I would argue is not that bad. Rebel Fighters is actually a really good faction. Gone from Rebel Fighters into Tuscans, which aren't really needed for anything outside of really, I suppose, mid to late game GAC performance. I don't have my Tuscans geared. You've seen them in the video. Into Ewoks, which nobody wants. What are they going to throw at us next? Jawas? It's like, it's just, if CG were going to choose which characters we would get to use for these Galactic Challenges, you would at least think they'd ease us into it a little bit easier. And again, this is not about the reward system, this is about the player sentiment and how we feel about interacting with those game modes, okay? Like, it's not enjoyable to come at it and just think, oh god, I used to be able to do some of these feats and now I can't do anything and now you just want me to wail all the time. Like, I'm a whale and I don't like that aspect of it. All right, I don't like that aspect of it. I don't like the feeling that I have to be forced to pay $20 a month, even if I know the value is there. It's just like that mandatory, constantly in your face feeling is not a positive feeling at all. But it's even worse when you are completely free to play and you see it like this, then like the sentiment that we attach to it is negative. And that's seen across the entire player base. So I'm hoping that we can still give CG some actual constructive feedback, guys. Let's please, like, I'm trying to help you. Let's keep it 1, civil, and 2, constructive. Let's not just yell at people and say, this is how CG is trying to fuck us next. That's not what, it's just, if we want to make change, we have to go about it in the right way, guys, okay? If we want to actually get something positive changed, if there's something that we absolutely dislike, like, personally, I think we didn't need to do anything to Galactic Challenges. I thought the way that they were integrated to begin with was perfectly acceptable. But CG obviously have other plans and they want to try and roll out a different game mode. We need to have innovation, we need to have change in the game in order for the game to continue to feel fresh. And obviously, CG wants to try and earn a little bit more money. So they're obviously going to bring in forms that, like, incentivize spending, because that episode track pass over here, this $20 is insanely good value when in the context of this game. I'm not talking about in the context of the world, in the context of this game. How much stuff you get for that $20 is probably the best $20 you will spend outside of, like, Lightspeed bundles. And again, let me reiterate, this doesn't make me some sort of shill. The fuck out of here with that. I'm trying to just show where value is, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. It's like, it's good value, but nobody likes to feel like they're mandated to purchase anything, right? Because it just doesn't feel good. You alienate half the player base who don't pay, and then you alienate another half of that player base that maybe only want to have, like, £5 a month or £10 a month or whatever that touch point is, right? Like, personally, I think it would be pretty good if there were 2 tiers. You could have a premium track that maybe doesn't include all of the character shards, right? Maybe it doesn't include all of the Zetas, but it only costs $5 or it costs $10. You can still get all the extra feats unlocked, right? You get all the extra feats unlocked, but you don't get the big ticket juicy items that are worth a lot. You know, like you get like 8 Omicrons across this pack. When you look at in the context of that, I think it's like a monthly pack that they sell. It's like $28 to $30 and you get 10 Omicrons, I think. You get 8 out of this for $20, as well as 40 shards. 20 shards of the brand new marquee character and 20 shards of the next marquee character. Pretty good value. And you get stuff like Girder keypads and obviously all the feats, and you get the Zeta mats, and you get the Zimbiddles and the impulse detectors and droid brains and the Girder keypad. Like, the value is definitely there unequivocally, but it's just nobody wants to have to think, oh damn, I need to spend $20 a month. So honestly, when we go back and we look at what CG is speaking about here, all these changes, these are obviously positive changes, but the thing is I think they're just missing the point. The point is, people don't want to have to be forced to spend money to feel like that they are valued as a player, that their time is valued, right? They want to feel like what they're doing and the time invested in this game has been enjoyable and is worthwhile, and that CG recognize that players want to play this and not be, thrown up with advertisements in their face. So there's also a couple of things, guys, that I just want to quickly touch on from maybe a few misunderstandings from the player base around what you can actually get free to play. So these episode quests, you don't have to pay for the episode quests, guys. There's 10 a week, 7 of them are free to play. This Galactic Challenge feat was released after the Galactic Challenge went live, so if you did the Galactic Challenge in the morning, it feels like you can't complete this. That's wrong. These feats will stay for the entire month, the entire episode. They are going to be available. You could do this on the last day, the very last day. I know it was kind of stupid to have the feat go live after the Galactic Challenge goes live. It's kind of like, well, now I feel dumb. But you're not going to miss out on this. You're not going to miss out on that Galactic Challenge feat. You'll just get it done on Wednesday. I think the next Galactic Challenge comes out. I can't line up when the days are, which means you'll still be able to get this. So going forward, I know this is locked up, but when this unlocks in 2 days and 2 hours, this is still available. So don't worry about it too much. And like I said, 7 of them, enough to get the weekly things, is available to everybody free to play. That is not a premium thing. The premium thing is the extra 3 quests that you get during the week. Character quests over here, these are entirely Whale exclusive. The only way you can get these is if you have spent money on the recent character, or maybe not money necessarily, but crystals on the characters. This, again, just kind of feels a little bit bad to the player base, because they're looking at it and thinking, damn, I wish I had some Hu Yang shards. Why is everybody else getting stuff that I'm not getting? And these higher tier ones give a significant amount of episode points. You can see that's 2,000 for the last tier there, but you need to have 325 shards, which is basically a 7-star, right? It's 5 shards away from 7-star character. Yeah, that feels kind of bad. That feels kind of bad to everybody. I don't know what the solution is for that. That CG trying to reward whales, it's never going to feel nice, though. It's never going to feel nice to... it's going to really dig into that FOMO. All right, cool. I think that's kind of everything. If you guys want me to do a short video in the future going over the Coaxium update, the Kessel Run thing, I can do that later. I don't feel like sticking it into this 20-minute video is really... a conducive thing for me to do. So I just want to leave on the parting comments now, once again, guys. Please, 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 for the love of all that's all that's holy, can we keep it civil in the chat? All right? Keep it civil in the chat. The only thing that I've ever tried to do when I make these videos is provide guidance, help, and advice to players. I am not trying to convince you to spend money. I do not work for CG. CG do not pay me. CG sometimes ask, not only me, but every content creator in this game, every big content creator in this game, CG will reach out to them and they will ask for their opinion. If they're doing it for me, I guarantee you they're doing it for your favorite content creator. So before you call me a shill, before you call me some puppet, because I've had some insanely horrific things said to me recently, okay? Take a step back and think, well, actually, everybody gets that same bit of information. Everybody gets reached out for advice, because CG do reach out to not only the player base, but also the content creators of this game. We don't have control over what they make, but we try to make sure that the interests of the players, everybody, are considered, okay? So do not take your anger out on us. We don't deserve it. That ain't fair. That ain't fair. So the amount of comments that I've had to block, delete, ban recently for trying to help people is unreal, okay? So keep it civil. I don't mind if you disagree with me. come at me, especially if I'm wrong. God, especially if I'm wrong, let me know. Call me out on it. But let's keep it civil, please. Pretty please. I've got enough stress in my life without having to deal with strangers on the internet trying to bite my head off for helping, okay? Cool. I'm probably going to get yelled at this one as well, aren't I? Fantastic. Anyway, I'll see you all later. Peace out and may the force be with you.